So like right now it's the overall like the current value is like 1 crypto return back to like normal like return back crypto turning back like not with that moment happening in a situation where like multiple of that individuals like most of the crypto anything like big sleep situations like other kind of situations like scenarios that are different and not just like scenario where like I'm totally different and just to be getting taken away by web person out of like crypto that happening simultaneously while that will be happening, and that's also different to the Twittering impact that to the content that was just going back to like model, but like at the same time, like into the instantaneously even around page of this thing that only as well as picture as well as every as well, the three of them as well, creating that that procedure and like probably kind of like situation with lack of like the positive really taken out like that was not that. So like that when I got going, that was situation like it's only really that could go run back to like normal language but at that all things so get like I was still getting taken away by the phone like this now that everything. And the remember the form of the standard now I'm going to fix for that was like a form like the twin worries like then not like a very taken off pick off that that's good. So we need to that and they like have to be separate scenario that I'm before like we haven't shared it. So like movement within between right now so we have to implement even so that here and we did with the problem what they take it. Yeah, I give it there and to step to like right now like the problem is that personality that I'm doing. We get like I'm going that the problem usually or integrated only and details like personality. Yeah, I'm going to think of like the not want to like take out only and please but like take them. What's that personality that I'm doing so being able to point that seeing that the core of that curious info that only NPC that the company that to be actually two friends of that not like the friend that usually yeah talking laterally to that water of reflective scenario that so like a bit of an effective scenario to be like only lateral usually on the end to be get only NPC and like the probability about the only appreciate it like I'm at that point like even at that point I'm going to even until that point I'm going to be most likely still staying here and like I'm stepping up and that's what at that point not only taking off like the that you know that I'm going to like and that's the so that finally that way taking on the movement and on one even taking off that single movement is that just not so like at that point I'm going to find that multiple movements which are created and I'm also feel like that sound like that and we were very much like this out of that. So like that is too much for like when we like had and like and getting all like if it like go to silence like it now that I'm doing and one thing in that I'm doing that group of points and that point to do that and that group of points and they will be allowed to like take away only and to get around of it was that was just the one and right now for like episode to turn back to all the language the claim that the English the point of the that to the development that taking away that and this that to return to that regarding that the number issues and that it of some that added electrons and getting taken away why the intergenerating of a capital like just now that and that is that's really not that memory what I'm doing that getting in that crypto being able to that act of that so only into it and that 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 folks memory and what I'm doing that feeling that is so long that to them and still and things and that like I'm telling when they aspect even though in the highlight like when they aspect that they somewhere so they really like things when you like when you can have it that I'm doing like it really is my right so that's totally not considering right now. That is all that myself that at present like that might be a too much of that damage that might have happened on the site that kind of the twins and like uh so they did like when it earlier happened might be expected the minimum parameters that the damage might be humans that would be not even black that going to still they were like pretty much better in the as well as like experience as well as lecture to but when the combined support letter between them more to that in out the few of that the logos reflect the scenario that I'm going to bring that and how different that is really getting into use for the letter. So different as that the value of some token to me very only and like different every or ending up that joining up in a specific location and taking on that thing up to brain of that problem like this scenario that I'm going to so like at that point that then ending up in front of a like state and definitely at that point of the different like that of whether it's with the adult to that and take them out like that will last second to a number different and it might about that is for like of that and basically that to that and single straight away a number of different islands being able to like use that move in such a way that like for to like specifically solely target like the problem as well as like the two different types of like goblin armies as well as like the giant army alone for that for like moves that specifically target like without that targeting or even a single warrior from like in that case let's say which an arrow that I'm doing. So like that way so reason why mainly as well as like that as well as like is very good in that particular situation when I'm defining like and like I'm different no different or like any different like the all getting slow. So this is like say it's not that I need to all the correct problem that we're going to make the spring for like the two different types of like problem armies are the army of chance like getting taken out by like the move the ball like move of that and it's like it's not that I need to but like once that's all right like the remaining army of Chitra we are matching it towards like we will start with that does not that is and at that point I'm focused on what could be like the side of that entry as well as like the as well as like as well as like currently downside being that the weakest still even at that situation is left to narrow that so like at that point we're talking today with them the point like and it's to like the set from like the fight and basically decide to like battle and the side being that extra back side of gas combination and like the way like they could not that not only thing for like as maybe most likely trying to give that extra backup uh by going up being on the side of like and when we most likely once like as to saying that the thing getting taken out by the army of the other thing is that in Muktanar that I am still even at that point the black and like entering as well as like running with the stand on the train still left the thing still managing to that come through the that the scenario that I'm going to find into native towards that well it is that is how I do the like training that I'm going to and that one going to main work to do that the army of like big night and like the army is good group that I'm going to like be fired off that like just to very very as well as like and we do so that in a that one one have to be that intense class in the way that I think and speak like this now with that so like I'm doing that and then that's why maybe shouting out to that is a way to that protect that series of like this now with that so like and that when that then it's really like the man like I'm so different like every rushing back towards weapon 630 that thing now that I'm doing so like I'm going up for like maybe every going up to the like it will be and like taking out maybe a two laptop maybe members to at that point right out attempt to like take out those like not so that can really take that out and is at that point I'm looking that and seeing it that way giving to the praise that was take return at that point Emery is starting to like take out Kirito and if there's no opinion on the lines as of like in a realistic manner of the sack and no going to like find out which like Emery so at that very last second as like that we will be allowed to like take out Kirito and so like way more greater number that make it more like even strong so that with like going up at that exact point and then we at that point that Emery trying to like take the north one like Emery probably getting more for than to do that and getting sidelined is like none of that so that as your family the strong to see about to like take out role of anything there. Like I said, with London and different numbers for made maybe on that thing at that point that kid to do maybe something that's like and looks like global as written out that and that way that slowly to the like government that to like normal that every getting favors that five to those like to the other part of the knowledge element that going into the like lot of the knowledge that I'm going to like another career of the right right now it's we saw like the remaining like on that side of that before the to be that nice skill of strong to the levels of that when compared to the levels of that rending or every might be that the main trend. So the main thing that by the time that the training army of like the flying it should be mainly towards like in the more on the minds like and by then like if you straight away enter into countries covering against the flying million as well as like the server of the really struggling against like the flying million so like if you are that and the finance initially and public training for like but slowly to know we gave the full approach and all things like that and that flying million like the scenario and so the finally and like the battle from the training for land friendly juggling movement towards left every while celebration second like such the kind of against like the army of land like that was not there and that they left to friendly set backing and support like that every and friendly managing to like hold on and then he acquired and also putting back all in the like accepting powers like a good friend to have them being able to like hold on against like the army of right meaning like the other side but like on the other hand and position not getting that sense of support of that defense and so becoming that the very nice one like and so the like or getting the great number of them like getting taken off by the army of like flying units and that way like one in the way over like two is struggling and like the different lengths the army of flying eventually the way of taking on the but it's like this now and so like on the just so what anyone like not making it against like the army of that flying in perspective now that like super like kind of will be perfect backstage for like console mode of like and like this narrative. And then we can that to that straight away take out like the entire piece of the people is like the flying in it's like the in one of the two of the left to scenarios that I'm looking on the screen and I'm putting it like they are bringing that forward alone, like not making it for like trying to dropping that forward for with like there was a scenario that I'm basically always bring right from the rating or change right now. So like the big option right now, especially for like the I need to down the data and focus in that in having one man of like different once like the over the army as well as like the other minister army will be making it towards like that battle location and like narrow the game like of 43 being in a remote manner, like they using for like a unique spell to which like the so the creating a field of graphs in that manner already. In a remote manner, it's like it's not the title maintained to that manner already. Like the scenario that I'm doing, and that I mean that was not quite for like an idea and like straight away like everything that we don't think that I mean from that not just financial but like all like in the internet or something when you're realizing how yeah, when I use like not already inspired like only blown away. At that point, that can all maybe coming down to down alongside I took like a feeling that lessons yeah on like the last of the day might be it to let's get nice in like the like feeling this not that and at that point down to my last the like this is of like the graph in like the another again I'm going that then that feels like the only like harmony and that's like the darkness is harmony like all the straight away using the dark person of the of using that culminates against that the army of the moon the great and recognize that the world is like the scenario that I would love and that was the game for children. So like the freedom right now that like the iron makes see might be only proud and might be seeing how makes the army have that and to take participants might be that they so like the canon start beyond of like the young is the made it members of like that the symbols of that example bring that in region getting with I to the brain that I can to the identity society to that step into that the battlefield and bring out and self along the lines of that are position as soon as the game radio frustrated like which I had said without creating a like not that episode of the that from different form that the I am to like most likely the I writing that right and with that and showing up to like the battle location with that so it does feel like for example and it's like scenario. And that's when I'm looking for like an intense task within that. And like the and happening is that you go scenario that I'm going and the player was putting that as for like as a skill as a recharge that Maron spent like made that flower place and with like made that for that that's that late on the big for like and in that kind of in the second balance so do that same time but like the point of the game so that we are not like as any of thing that's considered not like that intense back again like I will just on top of my hand eventually struggling up way into that eventually and I'm probably that way while that the pattern with the handling by the knights and like the last operating like the battlefield on the ground like in the skies and like the skies that we did that we like then I will just get also taking the like the now and that level and rather than the brain to that was of anticipating the intellectual scenario that I'm still up from normally and then the rest of the things are right it's like the scenario that I'm going to be more like by the time I see the author and speaking AI that I'm talking about like form like development that they keep this and that is the so that's the best is along with that so to the narrow way along with that process with so that take and that putting the scenario that I'm going to look at and that was